artist behind Martinez Fine Art. In this YouTube I will review Alyona Nickelsen's new book, Colored Pencil Painting Portraits. Alyona provided me with her new book, so I had the possibility to review it. The release of this book will be in June of this year and it can be pre-ordered now at Amazon. I'll put a link in the video description. Before talking about the book itself, let's dive in some recent history. You all know, I think, that colored pencils weren't considered to be a serious art medium till the end of the 20th century. Oils were. They were the absolute highest appreciated fine art medium for a long time. At the end of the 20th century, there were artists who started to appreciate the colored pencils much more. They started to experiment with them, shared their enthusiasm, started organizations like the CPSA and the UK CPS, and also manufacturers slowly started to set their brands of artist-colored pencils. Careful layering with colored pencils on high-quality papers and using them in combination with solvents and blenders made it possible to get rid of the grain of the paper, to get vibrant colors and to get the quality of an oil painting. So many artists called their renderings a colored pencil painting instead of drawing. The colored pencil was on its way to become a little star in the art world thanks to those first pioneers. The pioneers had a common mission: to help this star rise and to get the appreciation of the colored pencil it deserved. And I think this task is still not accomplished yet. But there are absolute differences between countries, I think. I'm from the Netherlands, and you just have to ask in an art store for odorless mineral spirit, Mona Lisa paint thinner or Stonehenge to get eyebrows raised. The possibilities of colored pencil aren't common knowledge here, and we have some fine art schools for working with oils, but thinking of fine art schools for colored pencil would be a kind of science fiction at the moment. So that's where Alyona comes in. Definitely one of those pioneers. In 2009, her first book, The Colored Pencil Painting Bible, was published. A jewel on your bookshelf, a must-have for every starting colored pencil artist. 180 pages, full of information, exercises and background information, worth every penny. But everybody who works with colored pencils knows there are a few major challenges of this medium, like layering lighter colors on top of darker ones, like preserving the white, and like coloring enormous backgrounds. Especially on larger pieces, they can be so very time-consuming. Nobody, well, almost nobody, likes to color 40 to 80 hours on a boring background. Things that can be much easier accomplished by working with oils. On the other hand, oils have other disadvantages, like unhealthy fumes, solvents, cracking of the paint after years, and of course cleaning up your brushes. Alyona knew that, of course, and knew there were disadvantages of the colored pencil that had to be solved to get the colored pencil in front of the oils instead of one step behind. So she invented a whole new system, the Colored Pencil Painting Kit. This kit contains 4 new products to solve these disadvantages. The main possibility of this kit is restoring the tooth of the paper by the textured fixative, and the powder blender makes it possible to blend effortless. The kit solves all the challenges I mentioned earlier, so this is really the so-called colored pencil revolution. This revolution made it possible to render drawings with the mind of an oil painter. They were an absolute condition to create portraits in the way Alyona does. In this book, she explains how to draw portraits with colored pencil in the way the old masters did, by making an underpainting, glazing colors on top of it, and other techniques. I read this book almost in one shot. It contains brilliant information, the pictures are like eye candy, and it brings something really new. There is no other book in colored pencil world like that, about drawing portraits with colored pencil. And when you aren't interested in doing portraits, it still contains a bunch of information that can be applied to other type of drawings. When I finished reading the last page, my first thought was respect. Respect for Alyona, for such a great pioneer, for the way she examined the color pencil properties, for the way she studied the old masters like Rembrandt, and of course for the way she draws herself. I don't exaggerate, it's just the truth. In every sentence you read, you feel how she loves this medium, and that she loves people also. She describes how she makes reference photos for her drawings, and I could almost hear the sparkling voice of that little red-haired girl. Portraiture isn't just about rendering a nice portrait, it's also about capturing the character. Well, I had to make a review, so I had to think of the negatives too, to give you an honest opinion. Well, I thought, but I couldn't find one. Oh, well, maybe. One point though. That is that you have to wait till June to get it on your bookshelf. Not the best thing for impatient people. And oh, maybe another one. You'll definitely want new art supplies, like sanded paper and the colored pencil painting kit, to try all of this. The availability outside the US of these supplies is a point, but has nothing to do with this book itself. In my opinion, it's not a beginner's book, but for the somewhat more advanced artist. A portrait isn't easy and certainly not the easiest to start with. But there are already enough beginner's books, I think, so that's a positive point. Well, maybe she could write a beginner's book based on this revolution too, one day when she has time to write. So, do you want this one on your bookshelf? I bet you will. If you want to be part of this nice revolution, go for it. It's like her other book, worth every penny. So I wish you a nice day and a few months' patience.